Hello, viewers, and welcome to the latest of our AUK podcasting recordings. And I've got a guest today, apart from our regular council member, Don. Welcome, Don. I've got a guest from Vancouver, Canada, British Columbia, joining us today in the name of John Lombard. John, tell us a bit about you. What are you doing here?
Well, okay, I contacted you. I was interested to talk to you about an event that we're going to be holding that I thought might be of interest to your members.
Yep.
So, quick background: I'm ex-evangelical fundamentalist Christian. Was a missionary to China, 1993 to 98. At which point I deconverted, became a humanist, secular humanist, but stayed in China for a total of 25 years. Just came back to Canada in 2019. I currently am on the board of directors of the Clergy Project, which is a nonprofit organization for ex-religious leaders of any religion. So we have people who are ex-Christian, ex-Muslim, ex-Jewish, ex-Mormon, ex-JW, ex-Hindu, ex-Wiccan, wide variety. I'm also the director of the Vancouver branch of Center for Inquiry and CFI.
So can you say that again? I had a mic problem with you, and I've had to. You didn't come over. Can you go back a couple of sentences, please? You were saying
start with CFI or before that?
The CFI bit. Yes, please.
Okay. I'm also the Vancouver director for Center for Inquiry in Canada. So CFI promotes critical thinking, evidence-based decision making, and humanist values. So wearing those two hats, I've kind of combined them together, and I'm holding an event at the end of this month called "When Atheist Leaders Turn Atheist," when religious leaders turn atheist. And it's a panel discussion. We have 5 of our TCP members. 3, including myself, are ex-Christians. 1 is an ex-Muslim. 1 is an ex-Jew. All previously in positions of religious leadership. So that we'll be talking about our experiences, our background, our journey out of religion, and our lives today. And it will be moderated by Dan Barker, who is the president of the Freedom from Religion Foundation.
Excellent. Yeah.
And I read some of Dan Barker's books.
Yes, indeed. Yes. I want to stress that the Clergy Project is for leaders. And in a sense, it's like Recovering from Religion, the other organization, which is for members of the congregation. Yeah. So
that's right.
So you service, it's not just America, it's not just Canada anymore, is it? You service some escaped clergymen in this country. Can you tell us a bit?
So when the organization started, it was really for ex-Christian leaders in North America. But the vision there, first we had ex-Christians from other countries contacted. Then we started getting ex-religious leaders from other religions, and they joined. So we now have members from all over the world: Europe, Africa, South America, Australia, Asia, Middle East, all over. Yes, and in the UK, we do have, I think it's about 15 members that are from the UK.
Well, thank you. Thank you for helping to rescue our distressed clergymen. They need it, because I think, Don, you might know something about the condition that these poor men have when they've been indoctrinated from an early age. They have been plying their trade throughout their career, and then slowly or suddenly, whichever way, it hits them that it's false. Can you imagine the situation they find themselves in?
Yes, it's very difficult. I think if any of us have pursued a career for a number of years and maybe risen to prominence in it, then to realize that it's all a bad idea, it must be devastating.
Yeah. And they're not trained in anything else very
No,
often.
the conditions for a lot of them, like you said, their education and work experience is entirely in their religion. They have nothing
Yes.
else. In
Yes.
many cases, their home is provided by their church. So if their church discovers they're an atheist, they've lost their job with little prospect of finding another job. They've lost their home. Their congregation, the church leadership generally turns on them. It can become very angry,
Yes.
very hateful. So it can be traumatic for anybody really leaving their religion, but there are these extra barriers, extra problems that are added on top for religious leaders. Then you get into people from like Hindu or Muslim countries where they could literally be looking at losing their lives for doing it.
Yes. 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 As you say,
I
it's
do
another
wonder-
order of. Sorry,
I do
Don. Go
wonder
ahead.
how many people have realized that it's not true, but who just carry on.
Yeah. So, and about 25% of our members are still active in the ministry because it's so different. Like a big part of our job is helping them to get out,
Yeah.
to find new jobs, to build a new life, to provide the emotional and psychological support, because most of them are suffering from deep depression, from alcoholism, drug abuse, because of this conflict between not believing in it but being stuck in it and have to get up in that pulpit every Sunday and preach about it.
Yes. And in addition to which, they've lost their relationships very often, haven't they? Their family's gone, their children's gone.
Yep.
So it's the worst possible scenario. And especially if they're still in the job, but in a closet atheist way, going through the motions of pretending to be what they're not.
Yeah, and we have quite a few members of TCP who are LGBTQ, and they have said that coming out as an atheist when you're a religious leader, the experience is very, very similar to that of coming out as LGBTQ. The reactions are very similar. It's very traumatic, very, very, very difficult. Yeah.
Well, the event you're staging is a hybrid event, isn't it? You're actually going to be in the flesh in Vancouver, in the university there in Robson Square. But our UK people are unlikely to be able to attend that. However, tell us how we can observe it on the internet.
Yes, well, if you'd like to pop over to Vancouver and attend live, we would love that. You're more than welcome. Recognizing that that's a bit of a trip, we are also streaming this live, so you're welcome to attend by Zoom. And it will, of course, also be recorded, so you can watch it afterwards. The main benefit if you're enjoying the live stream is we are going to have a Q&A section.
Yes.
Where we will be taking questions from Zoom, from people viewing on Zoom. So it will be more participatory. The time, I believe, locally in the UK will be 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. So I know that's rather late, but I'm sure there are some night birds out there. Anyway, if you can join us live, that'd be wonderful. If you can't, just check out the recording afterwards.
Yeah, it is an unsuitable time for most viewers. But as you said, in this country, it will be a podcast, although, of course, you won't be able to interact. You won't be able to actually ask your questions to the panel. But you will be able to, I guess, comment underneath the podcast and maybe engage with people there in a question and answer way.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Great. Well, more power to your elbow. I think you're doing fantastic work, and I hope you continue to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hope we have the opportunity. Yeah, this is it's quite nice. Although this is a local Vancouver event, I've been doing my best to get the world, because I think this is applicable worldwide, and my own role in TCP is specifically in building our international presence.
Yeah.
So yeah, I reached out to you, and I've reached out to a number of other international or atheist, humanist, free thinking organizations around the world, and the response overall has been quite positive for many of them. So we're, obviously the live audience probably not going to be very international, but our online audience, I think we're going to have a quite a wide international audience for this.
Great. And you kindly appeared on my other show, my Free Thought Channel show, and gave us a nice long hour-long interview in which we discovered an amazing amount of interesting journey that you've been on through your life.
Yeah.
John, it's been great having you as a guest. Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Thank you guys very much.
Bye-bye.